On December 20th, 2025, Erling Haaland scored 2 goals in Manchester City's 3-0 win over West Ham, reaching 103 Premier League goals and tying Cristiano Ronaldo's all-time amount in the competition. But the most shocking part of Haaland's achievement is the amount of games played. Cristiano Ronaldo, the player with the most goals in football history, needed 236 games to reach 103 goals. Haaland did it in just 114, a whole 122 games less than Cristiano. Now, the argument for Ronaldo would be that he started his career as a much more creative player, not just focused on goal scoring, which is a valid argument. So let's compare Haaland's numbers to what are widely considered the best forwards in Premier League history. Didier Drogba scored 104 goals in 254 appearances for Chelsea. Haaland clearly has a better goal ratio than him. And you have to also consider the fact that Drogba joined Chelsea at 26, widely considered to be your physical and mental prime, while Haaland was only 21 years of age when he made his record-breaking debut season for Manchester City. Robin van Persie scored 144 Premier League goals in 280 appearances. His goal-to-game ratio is 0.51. Haaland's is 0.91. Alan Shearer, the player with the most Premier League goals of all time, has 260 goals in 441 appearances. If we go by ratio, Haaland is en route to absolutely demolishing that goal amount. But why stop at Premier League goals? R9, widely considered to be the greatest striker to play the sport, scored 424 goals in 616 games. That is a goal per game ratio of 0.67. Since debuting in 2016, Haaland has played 404 games of professional football. In this time, he has scored 341 goals. That is a goal-to-game ratio of 0.84. Now, I know the first argument will be that R9 as a player is better than Haaland. When it comes to the eye test, there is no comparison. But the conversation is about strikers, and a striker's job is to score. And if we want to figure out who is the more efficient goal scorer out of the two, Haaland is just statistically better at every level. In fact, Haaland doesn't just have a better goal-to-game ratio than most. At this point, he has the best goal per game ratio by a player in the top 5 leagues ever, beating the likes of Lewandowski, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Messi. And here are his numbers next to what is probably his biggest rival in the modern era, Mbappe. I will not include Pele due to his goal numbers not being the most reliable, and also the time in which he played. The comparison just doesn't really make sense. Now, obviously Haaland has a lot of his career left to play and anything can happen. He could suddenly lose his touch for goals or he could get injured, but the numbers up till now are nothing less than legendary. If you compare him to his modern adversaries, he comes out on top. If you want to bring up legends of the past, he destroys their numbers. I could keep going, but you get the picture. Haaland isn't only the most efficient striker in Premier League history. Up till now, he is the most efficient striker to ever play the sport. Yet, even after all this, people still try to diminish his accomplishments, but football has always had a hard time appreciating new talent. You see it now with the best players in the world. People are quick to dismiss footballers as inferior to their predecessors, citing back to the good days where players were tough and honest. But this has always been a problem with football and the sports world as a whole. Haaland at this moment in time is the most efficient goal scorer of all time, better than R9, Henry, CR7, and Messi. He is destroying records and is on track to being the highest goal scorer in the history of the sport. So if Haaland is the most efficient goal scorer of all time while winning every club competition available and taking his country not known for their footballing ability to the World Cup, why can't he already be talked about as the greatest striker the sport has ever seen? If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and as always, see you next time.